Okay, let's start with the session 2, which is using IntelliJ idea. So here you can see it's running perfectly now here with the port of 8080, right? So the next thing is we need to go to the browser. So within the browser, you need to type localhost colon 8080. Just type it and see. Here we are getting this error message white label. This error we are getting because no endpoint we defined it. That's why we are getting this white label error page, right? So the next one, what we need to do is we need to create endpoints. So as an example, I will create a first endpoint like in general one. So first go to the IntelliJ idea, and in there you have to go ahead with the application class. Here it is. Okay, so this is the application class. So here I already told you what are the things in this class. The first thing you need to include REST controller. To include REST controller. So once you give the annotation here, it will automatically import that annotation. So using this REST control annotation, we are going to give the framework knows that class actually is for API control, not just a class. So once we are giving the REST controller annotation, framework, that means this IntelliJ idea, will know this is not just a class, it's for API control. That's why we are giving REST controller here. Then within the class, inside the class, you have to create this method. So I'm going to create public string API root. So you can give any name here. And within curly braces, I'm going to return hello. This is an example, okay? Hello. And before this method, we need to add this annotation for get mapping. And within that, you have to give slash. Okay, so actually, within this get mapping in the sense, we're going to define the endpoint. So using the REST controller, we are saying this is not just a class, this is a API controller, and using get mapping annotation, we are defining the endpoint. So this is the endpoint we are going to use slash. So after giving the port, once we give the slash, you will get this message. So that means it will call this method. So likewise, you can give endpoints, right? Save the things. So we'll stop this one first. Save it, save the project, and run it and see. So it's running perfectly. So what you need to do is go to the browser and localhost colon your port and slash. We will get hello world, right? So within the IntelliJ, just give slash root here, save it, and rerun it. It's running perfectly. So here, first time giving slash. So here we are getting the error message because now we don't have an endpoint with just the slash. but we have the endpoint called /root. Then we are getting the hello world. So that is a basic endpoint. This is not used for the application, just I have mentioned how we are giving the endpoints. This is a sample one. Okay, so the next thing, so we can remove this part. So I'm going to comment this, and I'm going to comment this one as well, and both the inputs. Right, okay. Okay, let's focus on the database configuration part. So for the database configuration, first of all, you have to go to resources folder application.properties. So within this one, you have to type, for sometimes you may have that server.port equal your port, because if you are getting an error, once you're running it, you may have change the port. But since I didn't get that error message, I didn't uh, change the port. I have my default one. So that's why I don't have that line here, right? So here I'm giving the spring.data.mongodb database, right? So here we are going to provide the database name here. And the thing is, the other one is spring.data.mongodb URI. Okay. Okay, let's see how we can do this. So in the earlier session, we have talked about how we connect the database. So let's do something different. So here, first of all, I'm going to create a database here within this connection. So here we have default database admin and the local. You don't need to worry about it. Now we are going to create another database. This is for our movie application. So here I'm giving movie API DB, and here I'm giving a collection called movies. So here actually, within this database thing, when we are using the SQL, MySQL, you may have databases. So within the database, we may have tables. Likewise, in the NoSQL, we have database, and within the database, we have collections. Rather than having tables, we have collections in the NoSQL, right? That is the thing in the collection. So let's create the database here. Here we don't have anything, right? Still, we didn't give any data. So let's add some data, sample data. Let's see how we can do that. So here you have the option called import data. So I'm going to import a whole JSON file. So I already have that one with me with the here movies.json file. I'm going to import that. Import data, movies.json, select. Then here just go through with this option, stop on errors and import. Here you can see it 10 documents imported. So inside every document, we have ID, IND, BID, title, release date, likewise. So here a document means it's like a record, right? In the table, it's like a record. In the collection, we have documents. Here we have 10 documents, right? All right. Yes. So the thing is, within the IntelliJ idea, we have to give our database name. So the database name is this one, what we have given, movie-api-db. So we have to give that one here, the database name, movie-api-db. As the URI, what you need to do is you need to give the connection string. So you can get the connection string using this one. With these 3 dot lines, you can copy the connection string and paste in here. Remove the slash. So this is our URI. Okay. Now save this application.properties and open up pom.xml and remove this comment, uncomment this, sorry. Yep, and it's waiting. Okay, so uncomment this dependency, save it, and you need to reload it. You can use this one also, or else you can right click on it, Marvin, and here the reload project. You can use both to reload the new one. So here I'm giving this one. Okay, it's loaded. Now we are going to run the project again. It's okay, right? If we are not getting any errors, that means it's running perfectly, right? So that is the thing. So now we have connect our database. So when we are connecting the database, we are providing our database name and the URL, that means the connection string. So when we are using the GitHub, when we are deploying these things, when we are uploading the project to the GitHub, if we are giving these database name and the URL like this, it's not secure. So for the security, when we are using the GitHub, we are going to add our sensitive data. That means like the password, username, database name, the cluster name, those kind of things. We are going to add it into a different file, and we can ignore that file when we are uploading the things in the GitHub, right? So for that one, to put our sensitive data, we can create .env file. So first of all, what you need to do is right click on the resources folder, new file .env. Okay, .env. Now within that, you need to type these things, Mongo database, then Mongo user, then Mongo password, Mongo cluster. Right? So we need to fill these things. And the other thing is, instead of giving these things here in the application.properties, we can give those in here and we can ignore .env file. So to ignore that one, what you need to do is go to the .gitignore file, and here after this, just mention .env. You can mention this. That means using this line, when we are uploading the project to the GitHub, we can ignore .env file. Okay, let's see what we can do. Within the application.properties, just copy the database name. And within the .env, you have to give that one within quotation. like this. And user, okay, you can get the username within quotation, you have to give. Then for the password, again within quotation. Then for the cluster name and after @ just copy it and paste in here within quotation. So here I gave this sensitive data into the .env file, so we can use these things instead of the exact data. So that means instead of this database name, you can give dollar within bracket braces env dot mongo underscore database. Likewise, instead of the username, you can give dollar curly braces within that env dot mongo user. Then instead of the password, dollar env dot password. Then instead of the cluster name, you have to give dollar within curly braces env dot mongo. Sorry, here should mongo. Put that mongo underscore mongo. That's right. So likewise, you can give your database name, user, password, and the cluster like this. So when we are giving like this, our sensitive data will be secure, right? So save it. And another thing, within the Spring, it will not support reading this .env file. So to read the .env file, we have to add a new dependency. Okay, so let's add that one. First of all, here, type Maven dependencies. So here you have the Maven repository and type spring.env and search. So once you go down, you will see this one. Here it is. Normally we are using this 2.5.4 version. So go to that. Here it is, right? So this is the one. So the next thing, we need to add this dependency. We need this group ID, and here we need the artifact ID. So that is the name of the dependency, right? And the version 2.5.4. So here you have the code as well in here, or else you can type this one as well. So in the IntelliJ idea, so within the form.xml, you have to give that dependency. So after this line, you can just type the dependency, or else you can simply copy this one. Sorry. Copy this code and paste in here. All right. So this is the thing. This is how you are adding that dependency. So reload this one. I'm going to stop this. Here we are getting a warning. Let's see what is that. You can ignore this one. All right. So here it is. We can just go ahead with the reload project. Okay, done. Then let's run the project and see. Okay, so if you are not getting any error, that means our.env file read successfully and secured our sensitive data within the project. Okay, so I hope you all clear about that. And thank you.